Welcome everyone, join us today as we honor the memory, life and legacy of Sly Stone, the visionary behind one of the most revolutionary bands of the 20th century, Sly and the Family Stone. So let's dive in. Sly Stone, born Sylvester Stewart on March 15, 1943, in Denton, Texas, United States of America. Born to Casey and Alpha Stewart, Sly was the second of 5 children, with siblings Loretta, Freddie, Rose, and Vieta, nicknamed Vet. Raised in a devout African-American household affiliated with the Church of God in Christ, the family eventually settled in Vallejo, California, just outside San Francisco. From a young age, Sly's passion for music was impossible to miss. His mother once said, he would cry if the church congregation didn't respond to his singing. Sly's talents emerged early. By the time he was 4, he had already sung on stage at a Sam Cooke show. Together with Freddie, Rose, and Loretta, he formed the Stewart Four, and in August 1956, they released a local single, On the Battlefield, backed with Walking in Jesus' Name. The nickname, Sly, came from a childhood spelling mistake. A schoolmate had written his name as Slyvester instead of Sylvester, and it stuck. A true musical genius, by age 7, Sly became proficient on guitar, bass, keyboards, and drums, and later performed in several high school bands. One of them, the Viscanes, was racially integrated, an unusual and bold move in the late 1950s, which made a strong impression in the local music scene. During this period, he also released singles under the alias Danny Stewart and formed short-lived acts like the Stewart Brothers with his younger brother Freddie, continuing to refine the sound that would later define an era. In the early 1960s, Sly continued honing his craft at Vallejo Junior College, where he deepened his understanding of composition and music theory. Around 1964, he launched a new chapter as a charismatic, quick-witted disc jockey at R&B station KSOL. His unpredictable taste and genre-bending style quickly made him a standout. Unlike many DJs of the time, Sly boldly integrated R&B-infused rock acts, particularly British invasion groups like the Beatles, the Animals, and the Rolling Stones, into the station's soul-heavy playlists. His popularity soared, and he later took his talents to rival station KDIA, where he remained on air until the formation of his legendary band in 1967. That same year, Sly's behind-the-scenes influence grew when he was brought on board by influential DJ Tom Donahue to work as a producer at Autumn Records, a small but pivotal San Francisco label. There, Sly played a key role in shaping the sound of early Bay Area rock acts such as the Beau Brummels, the Charlatans, the Mojo Men, and the Great Society, using his keen musical instincts to guide their recordings. Sly also made waves as the producer of Bobby Freeman's 1964 hit, Come On and Swim, which climbed to number 5 on the pop charts. Though surprisingly absent from the R&B charts, the single marked a major success for Autumn Records and helped cement Sly's reputation in the industry. At the same time, he was in high demand as a session musician, playing keyboards for a diverse array of stars including Dionne Warwick, the Righteous Brothers, Marvin Gaye, and even performing at one of Chubby Checker's famed Twist Party concerts. By 1966, Sly was fronting a band called Sly and the Stoners, which featured African-American trumpeter Cynthia Robinson. His brother Freddie was leading Freddie and the Stone Souls, a group that included white drummer Greg Errico. Recognizing the potential in combining the best of both lineups, white saxophonist Jerry Martini encouraged Sly and Freddie to merge the two bands. The result was something groundbreaking. Sly and the Family Stone, officially formed in March 1967. The final lineup solidified quickly. Freddie took over on guitar while Sly transitioned seamlessly to the organ. Their sister Rose joined on vocals and keyboards, and the addition of bassist and vocalist Larry Graham gave the group its signature bottom end. A new era in music was about to begin. Formed in early 1967, Sly and the Family Stone immediately stood out in San Francisco's thriving psychedelic scene. With their genre-defying sound, a mix of soul, funk, rock, and gospel, and their groundbreaking multiracial, mixed-gender lineup, they defied expectations and norms. Early that year, they secured a 3-month residency at the Pussycat A Go-Go in Las Vegas, performing 6 nights a week. Their explosive, high-energy shows attracted music royalty like James Brown and Bobby Darin. On their only night off, Mondays, they would fly to Los Angeles to record their debut album at CBS Studios. Sly's sister Vet and her vocal trio, Little Sister, formerly known as the Heavenly Tones, added gospel firepower to the group's early recordings. The band released their first album, A Whole New Thing, later in 1967. While musically adventurous, the album failed to chart. However, their fortunes began to change with their second release. In early 1968, they hit mainstream success with Dance to the Music. Its infectious, genre-blending title track became a top 10 hit on both the pop and R&B charts, introducing the world to their vibrant style. Later that year, they followed it with Life, which, despite creative growth, didn't quite match its predecessor's impact. That changed dramatically in late 1968 with the release of Everyday People. A powerful anthem for unity and diversity, the song resonated deeply with the American public, especially in a time of social unrest. It shot to #1 on both the Billboard Pop and R&B charts, earning the group their first gold single and setting the stage for their breakthrough. Their 1969 album Stand arrived in April, featuring Everyday People, and its B-side, Sing a Simple Song. The next single, Stand, while not as commercially dominant, number 14 R&B, number 22 pop, carried a potent message of empowerment and social action. By the summer of 1969, Sly and the Family Stone were at the peak of their powers. With two more top 5 singles, Hot Fun in the Summertime and I Want to Take You Higher, Sly had become one of the most influential figures in soul and funk. He wasn't just winning the race, he was rewriting the rules. With flash cars, flamboyant fashion, million-dollar deals, and boundary-pushing music, Sly became a cultural icon, shaping the style and aspirations of black youth across America. Their defining moment came in August 1969 with a legendary performance at Woodstock, where their electrifying set became one of the festival's highlights. But behind the scenes, things were beginning to unravel. After relocating to Los Angeles later that year, Sly and members of the band fell deep into drug use. For Sly, a growing dependence on substances like cocaine and PCP became a coping mechanism for the intense pressure and workload, but the drugs also fed his instability. By 1970, the cracks were visible. The band cancelled 26 out of 80 scheduled shows, and Sly's erratic behavior became increasingly problematic. His disillusionment with the fading civil rights movement and mounting political cynicism surfaced powerfully in the 1971 release There's a Riot Goin' On. Though the album debuted at #1 and featured Family Affair, its tone was murky, paranoid, and heavy. The brightness of earlier hits had dimmed, and the band's audience began to drift. The chaos surrounding Sly and the Family Stone in 1972 and '73 mirrored the turmoil of the outside world. In June 1973, after a year and a half of silence, the band returned with the hit single, If You Want Me to Stay, and the album Fresh, which became Sly's last #1 R&B record. Music writer Toure later reflected that this period echoed global unrest, the Vietnam War, Bloody Sunday in Northern Ireland, the Munich Olympics massacre, and the Watergate scandal. Sly remained with Epic Records and released High on You in 1975, followed by Heard You Missed Me Well I'm Back, in 1976. In 1979, he signed with Warner Brothers and released Back on the Right Track, featuring contributions from trumpeter Cynthia Robinson. But previous label Epic took a misstep by issuing 10 Years Too Soon, a disco-flavored remix album of classic Sly tracks. The move was widely criticized and seen as a shameless cash grab, alienating longtime fans. A second Warner Brothers album, Ain't But the One Way, was abandoned by Sly in 1981 and completed without him. That same year, Anthology, a greatest hits collection, was released. Sly also made a guest appearance on Funkadelic's The Electric Spanking of War Babies, but his output was sporadic and failed to revive his former success. A 1987 solo single went nowhere, and headlines shifted to Sly's drug arrest and subsequent incarceration. In 2005, the tribute album Different Strokes by Different Folks was released by Starbucks Here music label and reissued by Epic in 2006. It featured both covers and sampled reinterpretations of Sly and the Family Stone's classics. One of Sly's most memorable public appearances came in 1993, when he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He walked on stage unexpectedly, made a short, cryptic comment, and then vanished. A similarly brief appearance occurred at the 2006 Grammy Awards, during a tribute performance of I Want to Take You Higher. Surprising everyone, Sly emerged mid-song, played a few bars, waved, and silently exited, leaving a stunned ensemble of stars like John Legend, Joss Stone, and Aerosmith's Steven Tyler and Joe Perry to finish the number on their own. Though his legacy was often shrouded in mystery and chaos, Sly Stone's brilliance, and his influence, remains undeniable. In 2007, Sly made a few brief live appearances, including shows at the House of Blues, Flamingo Las Vegas, San Jose Summerfest, and the Montreux Jazz Festival, often arriving late or leaving mid-performance. At one show, he left the stage saying he had to use the bathroom and never returned. He resurfaced in 2009 for a rare radio interview and performed at the African Festival of the Arts in Chicago with George Clinton. That same year, he signed with Cleopatra Records, releasing I'm Back Family and Friends in 2011, his first album in nearly 3 decades. The album featured re-recorded classics with guests like Jeff Beck, Ray Manzarek, and Bootsy Collins. Around this time, Sly was reported to be homeless and living in a van in Los Angeles. This situation stemmed from a combination of substance abuse, financial mismanagement, and a series of unfortunate events, including the sale of his music publishing rights and legal battles over royalties. In later years, Sly occasionally performed with George Clinton and his daughter Novina's band, Baby Stone. In 2015, he attended the Love City Convention in Oakland honoring the band. In 2023, his memoir, Thank You, was published, followed by the release of a holiday single, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, 2023 mix. On a personal note, Sly married model actress Kathy Silver on June 5, 1974, during a sold-out Madison Square Garden show. They had a son, Sylvester Jr., born in late 1973, but separated in 1976. He also had a daughter, Sylvia, with bandmate Cynthia Robinson in 1976. His second daughter, Novina Carmel, was born in 1982 to mother Olenka. Novina is a singer, performer, booking agent at LA's Little Temple Club, and currently a co-host on KCRW's Morning Becomes Eclectic. Sadly, on June 9, 2025, Sly Stone passed away from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and other underlying health issues at his home in Granada Hills, Los Angeles, at the age of 82. And there you have it. Though Sly Stone is no longer with us, his journey was as unforgettable as the music he created. Though fame faded and the spotlight dimmed, his influence echoes through every artist who dared to be different. He remains a true pioneer whose legacy still grooves on. Gone, but never forgotten. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.